Hello, Oil This Community. Jenny here. I wanted to talk a little bit about sharing today. Now, I'm not going to talk about the specifics of how you put essential oils into a little dram and put the cap on and put a sticker on and share it. It's not about that. You can learn how the best way that you want to share, and that'll be for a different video that's on a different video. However, today I want to talk about on sharing, like what is it that we have to do or overcome to be great at sharing something that we absolutely believe in and that we absolutely love. Okay, so sometimes when we are feeling a block, like we can't talk to somebody, or we're scared because they might already have oils, or they might already use them, or they're not going to be interested. Okay, sometimes we have these blocks, and see how what I just did there, I came up with all these excuses of if I share it with somebody, what they might say. Okay, so if we have any of those stories that come up at all, then we have some kind of issue within ourselves that we have to clear out. Okay, so the first thing you have to tell yourself is that if you're sharing and you feel a block come up because of something that maybe maybe they said to you before, maybe you kind of know what they're going to say, they're not rejecting you. They're rejecting something within themselves. They're rejecting the fact that they don't value the oil, so they're not going to put their money into it. They're rejecting something because of some story that they have about oils. But guess what? Their story has nothing to do with you. So you just have to keep on sharing. Now, a lot of times when I meet new people, or when someone has been using oils for a while and they're like, Jenny, this stuff has changed my life. I just want to share it with people, but I'm not a salesperson. I'm not either. However, we have to have and really create in ourselves, because it's not something that everyone's born with. It's not something that I'm born with. We have to create the emotional resiliency that it takes to get over that fear of rejection, for example. Okay, so if you're not taking the rejection well, then there's something inside us, or there's something inside a younger version of ourselves that we really have to get over. Because if it feels rejected in some way, right, it's never gonna stop. We're never gonna stop feeling rejected. So we have to get over that in some way. And the first step is awareness. Okay, I feel like I'm being rejected right now. First thing you say to yourself is, that's not me. That's an old version of myself. First step is awareness, noticing it, and saying to yourself, that's not me anymore. This is the new version of me. Okay? So if this is the stuff that prevents us from sharing or even using the oils, like sometimes we get in this block where we're like, I'm not even using them, then we need to figure out what that is. And I'm telling you, the first step is just to be like, that's not me anymore. That's an old version of me. And another thing you can do is write it out. So you can write out, when I was young, I was rejected and this is how it felt. And, you can kind of like notice it, be aware of your story. And then what you could do, simple exercise, is just rewrite your news story. When I share oils with people now, I'm in the zone, and whatever comes back at me has nothing to do with me. It's about them. Okay? And what I'm doing is I'm changing people's lives and I'm empowering people. And you write this new story. So now every single time that you go and you start to share the oils with someone, you have a brand new story to feel. And it's not going to be that old version. Okay? So the third point I want to have on sharing is that this is a self-development plan, right? Being in this business and sharing the gift of healthcare to hundreds and thousands and millions of people around the world. This is a self-development plan that happens to be wrapped in a compensation plan. Why? Because the first thing is that we're changing lives. We are changing lives by having people feel better, by getting rid of maybe ailments that they've had their whole lives, whether it's physical or emotional, because that's what's happened for me personally. And we're making that better. Okay? So the thing that comes up is when we are changing people's lives, we're changing ourselves. Because now, not only do the oils help, But being with people in this way and learning how to communicate and learning how to get rejected, like we just talked about, is growing you. Because guess what, guys? If we're not growing, what's the alternative? We're going backwards. We're dying, or we're getting depressed, or we're getting physically ill, right? If we're not growing, we're dying. So we have to build up this emotional resiliency. And we have to understand that this is literally a self-development plan, right? Like, this is something that happens to be growing us internally, and we happen to be getting paid for it, which is, thank you, doTERRA, for that, okay? Now, most people play it safe, okay? So if you're someone who has shared oils and who wants to make this change, you're a rare percentage, okay? Most people play it safe. So if I'm talking to someone and I'm saying, do you want to change your life? Because I'm thinking in my head, that's what it's done for me financially, healthfully, right? So I asked her, do you want to change your life? Like, what is it that you want to do with your life? I want to grow. I'm like, okay, then I'm talking to the right person. If I talk to someone and I say, do you want to change your life? Like, what do you want to do from here? If, like, let's say, I don't know, pick a profession. Like, they're a teacher or something, right? Which is a nice profession. You're helping young lives and you're getting paid well, like decent benefits. And someone says, it's safe. I like this job because it's safe. Okay, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe they're going to be an oil user for life. Like, maybe they're just really happy. They have an awesome family life, awesome business life, awesome career. Like, everything's awesome. Cool. But they're playing it safe because they're in their comfort zone, right? It's the people that want to push the limits and want to grow, right? That you'll feel that energy. And maybe those are the people who want to share the oils. Maybe those are the people that want to learn about business. Maybe those are the people that want to grow at exponential rates, like the people who I've come into contact have through doTERRA, right? Most people choose comfort over growth because growth requires us to be out of our comfort zone, okay? So when you're in your comfort zone and a challenge comes to you, like, and it feels like, guess what we have to do? We have to build up our skill set to get there. Now we've raised our comfort zone line, right? We've raised our zone. Same thing. Like, yeah, I mean, that's basically the point I wanted to make about that, is like, some people feel that challenge, like, oh, it's too much work, right? But those of us who like have this thing in our soul that we just can't, I felt this so many times at different jobs I've been in, like, oh, I just want more. I want more. I don't want to be at the cap of I don't want to be the CEO. I don't want to be that manager. I want more than that. I want more. So here's my comfort zone. I gave myself a challenge, like, sign up for yoga teacher training, or, start teaching in front of people, or, sing in front of thousands of people. And then I got to get the skill set and get up there. And now my comfort zone is bigger, right? Our job as sharers of essential oils is to plant seeds. Sometimes it takes 10 seeds for this tree to grow. And so maybe I'm contacting someone often because I know they want to grow. I know they want to feel better. And yet they've been conditioned in a way to keep them small. And so our job is just to plant those seeds. Everyday oils change people's life. But guess what else? The business changes people's life. Myself, my friends, a lot of the cross lines in this business, we're on the poverty line, and now we're earning a rate with doTERRA that has changed our lives. And so why not share that with other people? All it takes, guys, and then the last part I just wanted to share with you guys is, all it takes is to be a leader in doTERRA is to remember what it was like for you to share with other people. And those of you who have made it to the elite level, which means 3,000 in volume underneath you, what that felt like, what it took to get, 10 people enrolled, 15 people enrolled, whatever it was, to get to that elite point. Okay. And everything in doTERRA is just teaching a few people how to get to that elite. And the whole entire organization is built on that, right? So it's our job to just present essential oils to people who need it. Why? Because it's changed our lives. And why would you sit there and be quiet about something that has dramatically, in my case, changed my health and changed my finances? Okay. Be the problem solver. Think of yourself as a problem solver. Last thing that I'll tell you, I had a recent class. It was really like a workshop, and it involved a lot more than oils. It involved a lot of different wellness modalities. It felt so good. It felt like the best workshop I had ever taught, and I taught with a co-teacher. And so many more people had come up to me afterward. It was like, I loved everything you presented, the yoga and the meditation and the energy work that you did and the journaling and the aromatherapy. It was like amazing. I can't wait to bring it home. I made sure that they had a lot of information to take home. I felt so good. I felt so fulfilled after, because I had helped so many people and they felt really good and they told me about it. And I got one bad, almost like you can think of it as a rejection. And it was just negative. And guess what? I knew in that moment, I felt so good. I felt so fulfilled. I felt like I had given so much. All these people's lives were like changed, let's say. And this one person wasn't open to receiving. And so I could have let that one person or one comment or one whatever it was bring my energy down. But I chose to focus on the potential of all these people and the positivity of all these people and how I felt as well. And I stayed in that zone, right? So we have to keep remembering that, it doesn't matter what people are going to say over here to make us feel bad, because they might be going through something. It's really the people whose lives you're changing and the positive work that you're doing in the world that you always have to focus on, because there will always be the opposite. And you have to choose whether you're going to let it lift you up over here or let it bring you down. Love you guys so much. That was my little bit on sharing today. Have an awesome day. Mwah.